The leaders of the 21 APEC member economies have concluded their summit by adopting the Gyeongju Declaration. They endorsed major outcome documents on artificial intelligence and demographic challenges and agreed to deepen economic integration and strengthen cooperation across the Asia-Pacific region.
APEC 21개 회원국 정상들이 경주 선언을 채택하며 정상회의를 마무리했습니다. 정상들은 인공지능과 인구구조 변화에 대응하기 위한 주요 합의문을 승인했으며 아시아 태평양 지역의 경제 통합을 더욱 강화하겠다는 뜻을 밝혔습니다. The APEC wrapped up this past Saturday and they adopted the Gyeongju Declaration through a retreat session.
Right. So a retreat meeting is basically a more kind of private, intimate, informal meeting between the main leaders of the main APEC countries. So no press, basically, is the most important thing. And then only minimal staff members. So maybe just only their personal aides or something like that. So they can be more honest, a little more relaxed, and really kind of get down to business.
That's right. 리트리트 회의는 이제 비공식 토론 세션인데 보통 국제회의 이렇게 여러 일에 걸쳐서 있는 국제회의의 마지막 날에 열립니다. 정상들이 통역 같은 이런 최소한의 인원만 대동하고 진행되는데 closed door 미팅처럼 미디어는 절대 출입이 금지입니다.
Right. More swearing, probably.
More swearing, more talking about the kids, more probably gossiping as well, perhaps.
Right, because you have to kind of put on a bit of a show when you've got all the cameras on you, right?
As we are doing right now.
Dun, da, dun.
Now, they also addressed Korea's proposal regarding AI and demographic changes.
Right. So, of course, there was the Gyeongju Declaration that we've been talking a lot about, but then they unanimously adopted three other accompanying documents. One of them was the APEC AI initiative. AI was, of course, one of the main topics. And then the APEC Joint Framework on Demographic Change as well. Demographic change is also one of the main issues that they dealt with.
That's right. And the third accompanying document was about green sustainability.
They also super important.
Super important. APEC 정상 경주 선언과 함께 이제 세 개의 부속 문서도 만장일치로 합의됐다고 하죠. What do they exactly say in the AI and the demographic change sub-documents?
Well, basically, let's start with AI because everybody needs to recognize kind of how important and transformative a technology that AI is going to be. So basically, it's that the economies need to be ready. So voluntarily, all the participating economies in APEC need to be ready. So they need to be ready for kind of public-private partnerships. Of course, also support for smaller enterprises as well. And then human-centered AI adoption. So AI doesn't suddenly kind of take over, right?
And of course, encouraging cooperation amongst the member nations, member economies.
Right, of course.
So AI와 인구 구조 변화로 인해 노동 시장 변화가 크다. 그런데 멤버 나라들이 함께 성장할 수 있도록 협력을 강화하겠다. That was the main point of those sub-declarations.
Right. Basically, you need to have your workforce and the consumers ready for AI to take over because it's going to be huge, right? Demographically, we're talking mainly about aging populations. Of course, a big issue in Korea and all these local countries in this area. Low birth rates as well, a big one. And then for some other more developing countries, urbanization was one of the big issues as well.
Now, what was notable about the main declaration was the inclusion of the cultural sector for the first time.
Right, of course. I'm actually surprised to hear that because culture has been such an important influence in this region. So yeah, the first ever inclusion of culture and creative industries and how they can really push a lot of growth in the region.
특히 이번 메인 선언문에 포함된 것이 바로 문화 크리에이티브 산업인데 이게 올해 처음으로 선언에 포함됐다고 합니다.
Right, of course, we see a lot of its influence in Korea these days because so many more tourists coming to see cultural things that happen around here.
It's soft power for Korea
time.
and a big driver of Korea's economy as well.
Yep.
Now, if you have a look at the final photograph that these people took together, they all had these sky blue shawls or like scarves, and they look like a bunch of ministers, like church ministers, I felt.
So they were basically, the motif was inspired by the lyrics of a really old Korean song, gagok, like a Korean art song it's called in English. It was composed in 1939 called Gune. Do you know it?
I know of it.
Right, I'm sure it's maybe not on the radio every day these days. But there was particularly the line that mentioned the sky blue skirt. 세모시
아하.
옥색 치마였죠.
네.
So it symbolizes basically recovery, growth, and peace.
아하. 네, 대통령실에 따르면 가곡 근의 가사 중에 세모시 옥색 치마에서 착안했다고 하는데 이 색깔이 회복과 성장, 평화를 의미한다고 설명했습니다.
네.
Let's go through some expressions.
Why not?
Endorse. 공식적으로 승인하다, 지지하다, 인정하다.
Right. Basically, an official way of saying that you approve something. You declare your support or your approval, like the report was endorsed by the
네.
college, for example.
이게 very formal, 이게 굉장히 포멀한 단어이기 때문에 I said very formal
네.
한 단어이기 때문에 외교 문장에서 자주 쓰이고 뉴스에서도 정책 얘기를 할 때 정말 많이 나오는 단어입니다.
Yep.
And the other one, economic integration.
Right. So integration is the process of combining two things or two or more things in an effective way. So economic integration is how countries basically reduce trade barriers. They coordinate their economic policies to create a more interconnected market.
국가들이 경제적으로 더 가까이 협력하고 연결되는 것이죠.
Right.
Here's the article once more. Leaders of the 21 APEC member economies have concluded their summit by adopting the Gyeongju Declaration. They endorsed major outcome documents on artificial intelligence and demographic challenges and agreed to deepen economic integration and strengthen cooperation across the Asia-Pacific region. Let's move on to NVIDIA.
All right. NVIDIA has released a special tribute video to Korea on its official YouTube channel titled Korea's Next Industrial Revolution. In the video, the company says it is honored to be a part of a miracle that continues in Korea, highlighting the country's rapid innovation and future potential.
엔비디아가 유튜브 공식 계정을 통해 한국의 차세대 산업혁명이라는 제목으로 한국 헌정 영상을 올렸습니다. 영상에서 엔비디아는 기적이 계속되는 한국과 함께하게 되어 영광이라며 한국의 빠른 혁신과 미래 잠재력을 강조했습니다. There was a 3-minute 17-second video.
Right. It basically painted a really powerful picture of how Korea became the fastest industrializing economy ever seen in the history of the world, right? And became a leader in shipbuilding and electronics and chips and dung, dung, dung. And then after that, became a cultural leader as well. They
That's right.
especially care about esports, of course,
Yes.
where Korea was, many people would say, where esports were invented because of one particular game. Can I say the name?
Sure.
StarCraft, of course, was the big start of that. And NVIDIA was part of that because they're a pioneer and a market leader in GPUs, which are graphics processing units, which are, of course, used in gaming and allow for much more fun and efficient gaming experience. So the rise of esports, of course, was a huge boost for them. And so that's why they really want to be a part of Korea's AI revolution.
And the video gave a shout out to dozens of Korean companies, all the big names.
Sure.
And one of the big surprises for me personally was that when I clicked play on the video, I did not expect it to be in Korean.
Right, it was in Korean.
Yeah, because, I mean, if it's a thank you video dedicated, addressed to Korea, yes, I guess it makes sense for it to be in Korean. But
Yep.
it was uploaded to the official channel for the entire world to see.
Yep.
So it was a 국뽕 moment for me. I felt so proud
Right. The
to be a Korean.
The world is seeing a lot more content in Korean
Yes.
these days, as you know.
It is a good time to pick up on your Korean.
I'm trying.
I didn't mean you specifically, but yes. All right, so they made this tribute video. What does tribute mean?
Tribute is basically something that you do to honor someone, right? So, a show of gratitude or respect or admiration.
헌정, 존중, 감사의 표시를 우리가 tribute라고 합니다. And industrial revolution, 산업혁명.
Right, of course, everybody knows what that was. A major period where the technological and socioeconomic changes, basically from a farming economy to one dominated by machines and manufacturing and industry.
이제 크게 4번의 산업혁명이 있었다고 우리가 얘기를 하는데 첫 번째는 스팀 엔진, 두 번째는 전기와 대량 생산, 디지털 그리고 지금 진행되는 AI,
AI.
Industrial Revolution. AI 기반 산업혁명에는 GPU가 핵심 요소이기 때문에 엔비디아가 이렇게 제목을 달았습니다.
네.
Here's the article once more. NVIDIA has released a special tribute video to Korea on its official YouTube channel titled Korea's Next Industrial Revolution. In the video, the company says it is honored to be part of a miracle that continues in Korea, highlighting the country's rapid innovation and future potential.